From the ECSI Sports Studios and the #1 sports investors in America, we bring you the closing bell. As the market closes, legends Jeff Dawson and Riley Magnuson bring you all the sports investing tips for tonight's matchups. If you want to learn more from the two legends at the desk, make sure you stay tuned to the closing bell. ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all of your sports books and track all of your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You can also sign up for sportsbooks and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as they're the best account on the platform. Head to the App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire to download the app.
Good afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the co-host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your closing bell with Riley Magnuson on Wednesday, October 18, 2023. It's hump day! And we're trying to get you through tonight. A short slate. Do, of course, have the ALCS game number 3 upon us. Mad Max making his debut against Mr. Javier. Must have got a hold of our alert or something, because what we gave out, they flipped the odds on us. So someone's at one of the books we follow must have got a hold of it. So kind of interesting there. Shout out to the gentleman behind the glass, Mr. Joseph Shea, Evan Lewis, Mr. Alou, Mr. Bennett, and of course, Mr. Cade Horton. Shout out to our proud new partnership and sponsorship with WagerWire. If you have not downloaded the app yet, please go to Google Play or wherever you download your apps and download WagerWire. It's free. Get accustomed to it. We'll be doing a lot more work on shows on the benefits of using WagerWire app. You're able to window shop. You're able to sync all your bets up to all the markets that are available. Keep track of your plays and, of course, your ROI. And if you're looking to make a little side cash, Christmas is like 2 months away. Send an email to affiliates at wagerwire.com and tell them JD sent you from ECSI. Travis, Zach, and the rest of the team will take good care of you. So without further ado, let's bring in the other co-star of this show, the one and only Mr. Riley Magnuson. What's up, Mr. Southside?
What is up, my friend? Happy Wednesday afternoon. Had to think about it myself there for a second. I am doing all right. Obviously, a little bit of a shorter slate tonight in the sports world, but nonetheless, it is a good one for what we've got. Ready to rock and roll after, obviously I wasn't here yesterday, so ready to rock and roll, catch back up after what we saw last night, at least in the bases, if nothing else. But I am feeling good, my friend, halfway through the week, ready. Obviously, we've been looking forward to this upcoming weekend of football action earlier in the week already, but I am ready to rock and roll. Looking forward to that Big Ten slate this weekend, of course, the NFL slate Thursday through Sunday, so on top of, obviously, playoff baseball. Don't want to leave that out. But either way, I am feeling good, my friend, ready to rock and roll.
ECSI VIPs, a classic night last night. We go 2-1, and the difference of going 2-1 and 3-0 is so huge. And we had the Minnesota Wild team total that over 3.5 plus 115 that gets there kind of comfortably and easy. We had South Alabama minus 10 that was up 31-0 at halftime. Cash that one easily. Then we had the Dallas Stars at Vegas, and the overnight number was Vegas minus 133. It closed with Dallas a favorite, and Dallas got knocked out by Vegas last year in the playoffs. Dallas takes a 1-0 lead and a 2-1 lead late in the third period, and of course Vegas ties it up and then wins, not in overtime, of course, but in a shootout. And the more the pain is, I did the show at 3 o'clock with Andrew McGinnis talking NHL, and I talked about the Kings as a dog. The numbers look like it was a Kings number. They get out of LA and they're able to travel to Winnipeg. They go box to wire. I talked about the Avalanche. Team total over 3.5. And I was sitting there the whole time watching the game. They were at Seattle, another team that, revenge spot. Seattle knocked the Avs out. Seattle now 0-3, was 0-2 going into that game. And I'm like, good, it's not going to get there. Well, of course, the Avs find a way to get to 4. So we left a few on the desk, but anyone that was watching and listening to the show were able to cash in. And actually, the star of the day on another one was Andrew gave out Edmonton first period minus a hook, 0-2 against Vancouver, home and away, and then they come in, score 4 in the first period. And hats off to our team back behind the window, the producers here. They cut up a nice clip of that one. And so anyone that saw our timeline at EC Sports Invest was able to cash in on that as well. You said a short slate. Last night, listen, you learn a lot about a team, especially in baseball, year to year. And the Phillies caught lightning in a bottle late last year, and they got a gift in St. Louis in the play-in game, and they rode that all the way to the World Series in Game 6, where they bowed out. And kind of the same Phillies team, grab ass. They got the 2 studs with Nola and Wheeler. We know the star power. Don't forget Bryce Harper on the DL to start the year. Couldn't play the field, DH'd, and then they moved him to first. We know about Schwarber, which almost had as many singles as he did homers, batting $181, which is kind of crazy. In August, the people that don't remember this one, Trey Turner could not get a hit to save his soul, and one of the worst slumps in a long, long time. And for some reason, the Philly home crowd, as he stepped up to the plate in the bottom of the first, just got to their feet and gave him a standing ovation for no reason. And he steps out of the box, acknowledges the crowd, and he's been on fire ever since. So you add now Harper, Turner, Castellano, Schwarber, with Nola, with Wheeler, and that crowd at home is just insanity. And again, Arizona found out again the hard way. You can't not score in the first inning, which they did against the Dodgers. They didn't do it against Philly, and Philly's putting up crooked numbers in the first, and you're playing from behind there, Riley. You're not beating them there playing from behind.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's an offense that, especially when it's an offense that seems like if they can get out early, they're going to continue to, it's not like they're 3 or 4 runs in the first and then quiet for the next 7 innings. That's, it kind of is the floodgates whenever that offense gets going too. So, no, Arizona's obviously got to do something else and get on top of things back in Arizona. But which at this point, if you can take 2 out of 3 here, and obviously you're sitting in a 3-2 hole still, and you got to win 2 in Philly, that's not an easy task to do. So it's obviously a tough hill to climb, especially when you go through your 2 best pitchers, like we talked about, as 2 of the better pitchers that were in the postseason, and in a giant hole right now. So in Game 3, obviously it's a must win there, and kind of a tough situation there in Game 3. Obviously, they're capable of doing it, but obviously, if they can't win that first one, then it's probably knocking out Arizona. You could make the case it's knocking out Arizona anyways, but I'm excited to see how it goes, and hopefully they can bounce back and make it a little interesting and get us back to Philly for at least game 6. That would be obviously pretty exciting there. But no, I mean, it's an entire lineup in Philly where, like we've talked about with Schwarber, like you said, the amount of singles he had is about as many as he got home runs now. It's an offense where if a guy's that cold, you start to scratch your head like, I'm a little nervous that this guy's about to break out of a 2-3 home run game, followed by another home run the next day, and it kind of has been that cycle going back to last year in the playoffs. So, obviously it cooled down a little bit in the World Series last year. So, if that happens again, then that's what happens again. But, it's not the worst recipe, obviously, when you have an offense that can boom like that. Obviously, you would like to have a little bit more success in the regular season, but when you've got that many guys that are a little streaky at times, and and all of them kind of are able to pick each other up when the other one's down, it's an offense that can still maintain, especially when you got enough pitching like they do. So they're going to be tough to beat, obviously, down 2-0. So I'm not holding my breath for it, but hopefully Arizona can put up a little fight now down in Arizona.
I was looking at some numbers on the Circa app, and it looks like the -2.5 games right now. Neither team can get some crazy odds. Actually, let me pull that up right now so I'm not misleading everyone watching right now. I found it kind of interesting because the actual series prices are pretty steep at this point. I mean, if you have the Phillies or you have the Rangers at this point, you might want to just put a little something on the other side as a hedge. Rangers right now -485, Astros +385. Don't forget it's 2-3-2. So there'll be 3 games in Texas and there'll be 3 games in Arizona. And the Phillies -895 and the D-backs +640. Interesting in that series, Circa will give you the Phillies minus a game and a half, so it doesn't get to a 7th game, -355. If you think the D-backs can get to a 7th game, it'll be +295. And then if you want to get cute and say it doesn't get back to Philadelphia, you can get the Phillies -2.5 games and -135, and the D-backs +115. And then over on the other side, Rangers -2.5 games, -130, and -1.5, -250. So again, they're kind of almost giving you a carrot to say, hey, we think that the Astros can get 1 game, but there's a good possibility. It's -130. The Rangers close this out and it never gets back to Houston. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing right now, and as far as that one is concerned, it like you said, they're kind of giving that to you as a take the bait if you really like I like the Astros to put up a fight here, and it is kind of what that seems like, and obviously you've got a situation tonight with Javier against Scherzer, and it's a little bit of a question mark where, like I think you said, I don't know if it was this week. You're probably not going to get vintage Mad Max, but if you can get 4 or 5 innings of pretty damn good Max Scherzer, then that's still going to be pretty tough to beat if you're Houston there. So I'm curious to see how that goes tonight, and obviously that's a huge swing game there. But no, I'm seeing the same thing as far as I see on this book it's Houston +2.5. So getting that 6th game, taking it back to Houston at even money +100. So I'm with you there. And then, the same thing on Arizona's side, I think +2.5 is plus money as well. So, no, it's tough sledding to try and change the tides the way we've seen in this postseason. I mean, so far the MO is the team that gets ahead is the team that's going to get rolling and take care of business. So, obviously, 7-game series is different, but until further notice, then nothing has changed yet. Until further notice, I guess, is where we're at right now.
I haven't seen the stat. Usually, I think it's Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk puts it up there, or someone else does from Wager Talk, that Javier as a dog is like 11-0, something stupid like that. That was number one. Thought I heard that the Astros in their last like 20 games at home is 5-15, but they've been raking on the road. And part of me wants to say, remember Kershaw couldn't get out of the first inning. Will we see that from Mad Max in the first inning? Because I tell you what, place is going to be rocking if Max goes out there and shuts him down 1-2-3 in the first. Let's say he gets a couple strikeouts, and in comes the Rangers bat. Simeon gets on, and next thing you know, Seager with a 2-run dong, and it's 2-0 Rangers. I mean, it could be Katie bar the door.
100%. I mean, yeah, as far as Max is concerned, he's got to get out to that. I think the first inning with Max is going to be a pretty telltale sign. I mean, if he looks fantastic, then I imagine he's going to stay fantastic for a few innings. And obviously, if the door is open for him to look like you said, Kershaw, I think we're going to know that pretty quick. So Javier is the question mark, though. I mean, you look back to what he did last postseason, just in general. I think it was three outings, and I want to say he only gave up one run across 13 innings. I'm looking at right now, one run over 13 innings last postseason. So, guy with and the previous 2 years, nothing to slouch at either in the postseason with what he put together in 5 and 6 games in those seasons. Just looking at it on paper right here. So, not to mention what he did in Game 1. So, almost kind of feel like maybe he's due for some regression in this postseason in a postseason game as far as Javier is concerned, but. It's a question mark for sure. I mean, the next thing you know, we could be staring at a goose egg for the Rangers offense because of what you said with how good Javier has been here in the postseason. But it's a question mark for sure on that side of things. That one's a little harder to crack, I'd say.
Looking at some numbers. Let me see here. I got a team total. Now Astros 4.5 over -20 cents. They were 4.5 under -25 cents. As you got the alert, you know where we're going there. Texas 4.5 over -125 as well. A 9 total. So they're expecting some runs. Vegas very coy, saying first 1 to 5 wins this game. I see in most everyone on Houston tonight, and assuming they're going to make a series of this. I assume the people on Houston tonight again probably have some kind of Houston future, whether it's this series or an ALCS champ or World Series champ. I know right now that Mattress Mac is pooping his pants right now because I think he's got another $2 million to win $14 million in uncharted waters compared to last year there. Thoughts on the game? What are you thinking?
I actually did not see your alert. I think mine must have had an issue getting sent to me, so I actually did not see your alert today's action, so I'm not sure where you're going with this one. But no, I'm not, as we kind of are alluding to, I'm not rushing to Houston either in this one necessarily. Like you said, I've had some success in past postseasons with Javier, so I'm kind of at a point where I don't want to run the well too dry when this is a situation where you've got Texas rolling as well as they are right now. So. No, it's one where I'm like I said, I think you're gonna know in the first inning from both of these guys what you might have here, and if Javier's giving up a few base runners and skates by it, then that might be a warning sign that he could be leaking some oil there later in the game. So. I will lean towards trusting. I don't know if I want to say trusting Mad Max necessarily because it could go south in that first inning either. But I am going to, as we're alluding to, kind of lean towards Texas to take this 3-0 lead. But I do think this one could be I don't think it's going to be a 10-0 game or whatever. He's 10-2, whatever it was yesterday that we saw. So I think it is going to be a good game, but not necessarily a Houston making things interesting in the series quite yet here from my perspective.
Yeah, and the alert. Yeah, I think the boys are working on the email for you, so you will get yours soon. Again, it's a game that this might be the game where again Houston does get out early and then they get chased down. I mean, looks like Texas and the Phillies, that back end magic where for Texas the one arm I'm not afraid of is Chapman. I mean, he just is just a shell of himself in my eyes. He does throw hard still, but just the movement, the fear factor isn't there. And the same for the Phillies. I mean, listen, when I see them wheel out Kimbrel, I know he's going to get one or two guys guys on for the most part, and then he'll strike up the side. So doesn't put the fear in God in me, but the other arms that are getting to that ninth inning have done fabulous. And that's what playoff baseball is all about. It's these bridges that come out of nowhere. And in today's game, Riley, it's just you throw hard, and harder, and there's less contact. And, you're not wheeling out any soft tossers that are throwing, 90, 91. These guys are throwing 95, 96, 98, and 100.
100%. And it's guys that the average person probably doesn't know too much about, but, are as important as anybody there. It's obviously, and you're looking at a guy, like you said, those two guys are perfect examples of guys that made quite a name for themselves with whether it was regular season or postseason success that just aren't putting that same fear in. Because 2 nights ago when Kimbrel was in, I was obviously I'm a little jaded myself as a White Sox fan with Kimbrel, a little more so than Chapman's case. But no, I'm with you on both of those. And no, these back ends are as important, especially in a game where you can't really expect Max Scherzer to go. I mean, I'd be shocked if he's going 7 innings in this game tonight, even if he's, dazzling tonight. He hasn't pitched in over a month in a full, professional game here. So for Texas' case, absolutely. And even Javier, unless Javier is dynamite for 6-7 innings, obviously Houston's going to need some relief help as well tonight. That's looking a lot better than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'll go back to everyone lefty righty matchup here. So the chalk would be Alvarez to go yard. I'll stick to I'm gonna go Bregman / Tucker. I'll stay away from the chalk with Alvarez, and then of course the chalk on the Rangers side will be Seager, and then again I'll go back to Simeon for a couple bombs.
Simeon, yeah. Was there one? I was looking at the numbers. Seager was the one that was, I saw 265 right now. And then Alvarez, 265 also. And Simeon was 310. Mitch Garver, plus 320 was the other one. That one was a little, kind of stood out a little bit there. 320. Actually, I ran right past this one. Adolis Garcia, 2-1 on this book here. 2-1. Either they know something with Adolis Garcia there, or a lot of money coming in on Adolis Garcia over here. I don't know, but that one is the biggest statement there. I feel like there was one more that was kind of sneaky there. Kyle Tucker 425, I want to say, and Jose Abreu 425 are the second after Alvarez, the best odds for the Astros there, unless I'm looking past somebody there. So I'll stick with my man Jose Abreu again for the Astros. And I'll go Seager was the one that popped out to me as well on Texas side. But I'll look past that, and I'll go I guess I'll go Mitch Garver. I'll go 320 Mitch Garver there.
And anyone that listened to us on Monday, today's Wednesday, on Monday, we gave out the birthday boy, of course, Harper. And I said Schwarber would wake up and, boy, first pitch, boom, see ya. I don't think it still has landed. So we gave you not one, but 2 homers there. Hold on 1 second. But we're able to get it out today with the schedule. Way to step up, B. So yeah, that's that. Tomorrow, my assumption is I don't have it. Actually, let me just switch screen here for a second. Tomorrow, Phillies and Diamondbacks. Phillies minus 129 was the overnight number at circa 122. Again, Suarez has been lights out, and I don't trust Fat as anyone else does. It's a 9, so I don't see that total going low. First 1 to 5 wins there. Of course, Houston and Texas has not been announced, and they both will play also on Friday if needed there. So that'll be interesting there. 2 games in college football. You know what? And listen, I'm not disrespecting. I know people are glad that football's on. FIU against Sam Houston State. And I'll just say this. The true number on Sam Houston was 6. And it's they're showing me 4.5. It's now 5.5 at DraftKings. 3-3 FIU versus, I think, a 1-win Sam Houston was the last game. if you ever watch the Sam Houston, it's like you wouldn't want to watch it. No disrespect. It's like Jacksonville State being on every week now, thanks to Dion, it seems, of late. My point is, when Sam Houston is a 6-point favorite versus Barnstable High School, you got to scratch your head. And against a 3-win FIU team. So we stayed away from this game. My only lean I could tell anyone is you got to trust and respect the number. 5's usually a dead number. If you want to buy the hook to 4.5 or buy a full point to 4, I think my true number was 38.5. Now the public has got that up as high as 42 on Circa. I think Sam Houston's averaging only 17 points a game. So I'll just go with the true number of 38, and I'm going to go let me go 24-7. That's not even right. Let me go 20. Let me go 23-17 Sam Houston tonight.
23-17. I'm not going to hate it. It is 0-6 Sam Houston State for what it's worth. It's a goose egg in the win column for these boys here. So, no, I am not going to go against you at all in this one. I think I was soft leaning against FIU last week against UTEP, if I'm not mistaken. I might have solo on that one. That was my solo show, I think, last week. But nonetheless, I mean, no, it's not a game I'm going to be too excited to pop on the old TV there. So neither is this other one. This other one is maybe at least a little more of a close, or I shouldn't say close contested game, because we just agreed that one. The other one could be close, but 2.5 3-point spread on this other one with UTEP there. So I'm not no, these two games or two conferences are not two of my favorites to watch or put any money on either way, unless I'm feeling a strong sense either way. So I'm skating by on with nothing doing too much on the old college slate tonight, my friend.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm multitasking.
No, you're good. And then the other situation is the two games in the NHL, Washington and Ottawa. This app that I use that I am a big fan of, they don't do, for whatever reason, they choose not to list. So I'm not a fan of it for the NHL. But you got Washington and Ottawa because they don't list out the ties, draws, whatever you want to call it, the overtime points. Pittsburgh and Detroit is the other one on TNT. Both those teams, two outright victories for sure there. Pittsburgh on the road, minus 125. They, after the loss to the Blackhawks, they've got 2 wins, 4-0 and 5-2 these last couple. Detroit's got a couple of wins here. Their offense has been hot and heavy, and we've got a 6.5 on the game total there. Any, if you're still going, go ahead, obviously, but any thought that the Red Wings offense cools down tonight, or they keep it rolling?
They're a hot topic. Andrew was talking about them yesterday at length. Actually, as you said, both games here, Washington, Ottawa, Pittsburgh, and the Wings. Getting to he went in depth about the Capitals. Slow start. We were able to pick against them a couple times on some team totals. A red hot Ottawa team that can score. My overnight number there was 150, Riley. Currently at Circa 159, as high as 175 on DraftKings. I would just be a little buyer beware again. Washington able to get out on the road, get away from home. Sometimes that's what you need, like the Kings last night there. If I look over here on the team totals, 3.5, excuse me, over for Ottawa. And 2.5 over, 3.5 over minus 120 for Ottawa, and Washington 2.5 over minus 145. We got to lay some juice both sides. But my point is, if you like Ottawa tonight, be safe. But I would rather see them getting the 4 and only laying 20 cents than having you go in and lay in the 160 or something, Riley.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense to me. Obviously, that minus 170 is getting a lot of. Or that what you said, whatever open around minus 150 is getting out of hand. I'm seeing also minus 170 as the best price to make out of that one. But aside from that, other than that, I don't think there's too much to talk about. We've got tomorrow. I will be back here talking. I believe we've got the 2 baseball playoff games along with Jags and Saints in New Orleans on Amazon Prime there. And I think there's another kind of iffy college football slate again tonight. It's a little Sun Belt action, so I guess a little more up my alley necessarily. But other than that, we've got some good action coming up tomorrow.
I'll quickly run down as you did, and I apologize. I was multitasking. You're talking Pittsburgh and the Red Wings. My number was 125 on Pittsburgh with a 6.5. Currently at circa 120. So there is some money coming in on those Red Wings, a team that that Andrew was very impressed with. This game, I would think, has the possibility of getting over. Again, tread lightly. If you like Pittsburgh tonight, you can get their team total over 3.5. They just got to get to 4 at even money. If you like Detroit, you can get their team total to get to 4 at plus 125. So again, you instead of just looking at what they're showing you, peel that onion back, take a look, try to find some plus money. And me and Andrew were talking at length about not every time, not even 70, 80% of the time. But if you look at past history in the NHL, teams that win these games more often than not get to 4. So you're able to eliminate some big favorites. That could be 3-3. That could be 3-3 in overtime. That could be 3-2 lead and an empty netter. The Hurricanes last night were playing grab ass and were actually losing in the third, tied it. And then I think they ended up with like 6 goals. They might have had 2 empty netters. So where there's a will, there's a way. You just got to go in and put the work in there. Give me 1 second here. Secondly, game 4, Liberty and Aces, WNBA. The true number was 1.5. It's been pushed to 6. I think there's a couple people that are doubtful for the Aces. Liberty trying to stave off elimination. I mean, not to call it the NBA, but the WNBA. Why not get to a final 5th game back in Vegas? So I do like the Liberty tonight. If you want to get in there, maybe buy a hook, get it down to 5.5. Hope that they win by 6 or more there on that one. And there was one other thing I wanted to bring up. Nope, I think that was it. Yeah, short slate. One of our quicker closing bells, but that's okay. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., Julian Edlow from DraftKings Sportsbook will be making his weekly appearance here. 3 o'clock, I will be on Andrew's channel at McGinnis Picks, at Wager Talk, talking some NHL and some college football there. And Riley will be back between 4 and 5, whatever time he gets off for the closing bell. And then we got our full usual slate on Friday, all in the afternoon there. So shout out again to WagerWire. Go download that app at Google Play or wherever you download your app in the App Store. It's a great app. We're going to be doing a lot of play-alongs, and we're going to start a segment where we'll be pulling the app up. We'll be walking through some strategic plays, futures, where we bought, let's say, $100 future that its initial value was plus 1,600. Now it's worth our $895 on our $100 investment. Do you buy or do you sell? And that's what WagerWire is trying to do. They're locked in with BetR with Jake Paul, where you can go in and sell these as assets. And that's their long-term goal, to get connected with as many sports books in the land where you can go in, have a ticket, and sell a ticket, and make some profit, almost like the payouts that they do on these online services. You got a 6-legged parlay and 5 of them are already in. And if the 6th one comes in, it's worth 10,000, but you don't have to worry about the 6th leg. You can cash out, I guess I should have used, for 3,300. And we're going to work through the pluses and minuses there. So shout out to Bennett today, comes through with the money line memo. It should be in your box right now, Riley, as we speak. So
oh yeah,
from myself, from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from the one, the only Mr. Riley Magnuson at Riley_Magnuson, the one. We wish everyone a blessed day. Let's go ECSI VIPs. Anyone want to be a part of our ECSI VIPs and our family, send us an email to eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com or go to our website at eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. You can sign up for as little as $3 a day. Text and email delivered right to your cell phone and your email box. Have a day, gents, and we will see you soon.